So welcome today too, and welcome to our first Yin yoga practice of this week. It's a slow form of yoga, but a very effective way of stretching the body and getting into the deeper layers where you can maybe let go some tension or some things that are needing to release. I look really forward to practice with you. Today we're focusing more on the lower body rather than yesterday where we focused a lot on what is happening up here. So yeah, get yourself comfortable and I will see you in just a moment. So we begin our practice in tabletop. Come onto your hands and knees. Bring your palms underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and just gently place the tops of your feet down. Try to spread your fingers wide and then claw your fingertips down into the mat so you get a good grip. And just lengthen through the spine for a moment, so feel the tailbone gently tucking under. So your lower back is long and then you're lengthening all the way forward through the crown of your head. And just take a deep breath here, just in this very simple posture of tabletop. Breathe down into your belly on the inhale. Feel the breath also moving into your lower back. And on the exhale, just settle into your practice. Very, very nice. Now let's start to move through a few rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, allow the belly to drop, your chest to lift up, the gaze to move forward. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under first and then ripple through the spine. Hips move forward and you're looking toward your navel. Very nice. Again, inhale, arch your back, send your chest and your gaze forward. And as you breathe out, roll up through the spine and come into this nice cat back. Take 3 more rounds of cat and cow and really use your breath here. Notice how this movement can feel very different from round to round as you start to warm the body up. Really enjoy being able to move freely through the spine here. And I always remember that saying, it's a Chinese quote or from the Chinese beliefs where it says that you are as old as your spine is. So making sure that the spine stays nice and healthy for all of us. Very nice. Come back to center, back into a neutral spine and then step your left foot to the outer edge of your left outer edge of your mat. Coming into lizard lunge, both hands are at the inside of your leg. Now curl your right toes under, lift the knee and shift the knee a bit further back. Keep your left knee over the ankle and then gently drop the knee back down. And this is just to ensure that you have the maximum space between the legs, and then untuck your toes. Keep your hands nice and soft. And then just very, very slowly start to move your hands forward. And this will look different for all of us. So maybe this is where you're staying. Your hands are crawling forward, shoulders and head relax. Or you could come down onto your forearms. If you're using blocks at home, feel free to prop yourself with a block. And now see if you can start to soften into your hips. So allowing your feet to be grounded. And the hips to then relax into this posture. As you start to deepen your breath, imagine you send your breath all the way into the space of where you're feeling this sensation, this opening. And while you're breathing, see if you can really use your breath throughout this posture. So every time you're inhaling where your breath is more active and entering the body, you imagine this is energizing. Your body might even slightly lift away from the mat because you're inflating, inhaling. And every time you're exhaling, see if you can find softness in that out breath. So using the release or the exhale rather to release. Take a couple more rounds of breaths here. Again, keeping the feet stable, Have a look that your left knee is not dropping out here, stays above the ankle. Very, very nice. Beautiful work. And then wherever you are, maybe you're on your forearms, slowly start to prop yourself onto your hands again. And then nice and slowly lift out of this posture. Extend the left leg behind you. Just give it a little bit of movement here by rocking forwards and back. And then we're going to move on to the other side. So come back into your tabletop and then step the right foot forward to the outer edge of your mat. Bring both of your hands to the inside. And again, you lift the knee, the back knee, just if you feel there is more space to wiggle the foot back. And then release the knee, untuck your toes. Have a look that your right knee is above the ankle. Your toes are relaxing down, sole of the foot is relaxing. And then again, start to come into your version of lizard lunge. Hands can crawl forward, or you can just soften your elbows down anywhere where you feel this is a comfortable and slightly challenging posture for you to stay in. And in Yin Yoga, you might practice it quite frequently. You will know that there is an edge which feels like it's a nice challenge, but you don't want to go that far that you feel you want to come out of the posture. So just ensure that it's a good amount of stretch for today. Every time you're inhaling, even if it's a very subtle sensation, you could imagine or slightly move the right knee further forward. And again, as you're exhaling, just allowing the body to settle into the posture. Use deep and slow breaths. This posture is very effective for the hips. The hips are connected to the jaw. We say in yoga, so notice how the jaw feels, relax. The jaw, teeth move slightly apart from one another. Beautiful work. Take another nice long inhale. A nice long exhale, relax shoulders, relax your head. Beautiful work, very, very nice. And then slowly again, come onto your hands, walk your palms in toward you, and then release from this stretch. Extend the right leg behind you and gently start to rock forwards and back here. Beautiful work. And then let's come back into tabletop. So between the Yin Yoga postures, or the posture we hold in a Yin style for a longer amount of time, we try to bring a bit of movement back into the body. So start to rotate your hips one way. So this is really for the hips rather than the upper body. You can sit down toward your heels, coming into child's pose if that feels nice to come all the way back. Very nice, and then change the way you're going, change the direction. And these circles can be super slow, they can be faster, whatever feels nice for your practice today. Beautiful work, very nice, and then come back to center. From here we're going to move into pigeon pose. So the hands are still forward, you can bring them slightly further away from the body. Now bring your left knee to your left hand. Take the left foot, so finding your balance, and bring it across the mat. Start to again wiggle the right foot further back, and make sure that when you come into this posture, and it is a very deep stretch, so I really encourage you that if this doesn't feel nice, come to lie down on your back. But if you are here, make sure you are at an angle, so the left knee is further out than your left hip. Flex the left foot, and see if you can come onto the fingertips first. Lift the hips slightly and shift the hips to where you feel this is the center, so you're not rolling onto the left or right hip. And you can keep for knee support the right toes curled under. See how that feels. And then again, slowly start to experiment with how deep you want to get into this posture. You can take your hands forward, you can soften the forehead completely onto the mat, but none of this has to be your variation, your version today. So wherever you get to, just allowing the shoulders, the upper body to relax. Maybe the eyes to close again if that helps you to focus on your inner body, on your breath. What is happening right now. And staying with that sensation of deep inhales and exhales. So feel the breath moving down into your belly. Feel that expansion on the inhalation. And again, that nice and slow exhale as you breathe out. You might notice that after a while your body releases a little bit more, so you could go into a slightly different variation. Just keep a little bit of engagement of your left foot, your left shin pressing down into the ground. So again, you're supporting yourself in this variation of pigeon. Beautiful work, very, very nice. And then again, to come out, use your hands to slowly lift yourself back up. Curl your right toes under. Now let's go into downward facing dog for a moment. So lift the right knee and just step the left foot back in line with the right. Find some movement. Keep the knees bent a lot. You don't have to straighten them at all. Start to bring one knee to the chest after the other. Walk your feet out here. Walk your legs out. Very nice. And now let's move this onto the other side. So coming into pigeon pose on the right side. Knees settle down and then bring your right knee forward. Your right foot across. Again, try to bring your leg at an angle. Right knee moves out. And then gently press the right foot down to the ground so you can feel stable. And then shift the left foot as far back as you want, as far as feels good. Hands are forward out in front of you, and then again find the middle point of where your hips are not rolling to the right or to the left too much. Relax through the hips and then find into your position by slowly bringing the hands forward, or maybe just relaxing the head a bit more, the neck a little bit more, dropping into this posture. Relax your jaw, relax your cheeks. Just notice if there is anywhere else in the body where you feel you're actually wanting to help in this position, but where the muscles don't even need to be engaged. And as long as it's comfortable, so my hip is lifted off the mat quite a bit, but it is comfortable again because I support with the right foot slightly pressing down. This doesn't matter, but you try to allow your hip to sink towards the mat, and maybe one day it would just soften onto your yoga mat. And remember that you're stepping onto a journey every single day with every single practice. So you don't have anything to compare to. You don't have to compare it to anyone else practicing or to how your pigeon pose was last time. Just take it as a new practice right here, right now for your day. And every out breath, relax your hips more. And take a couple more breaths on this side. Inhaling, breathe into your belly. Exhale to soften and release. Very, very nice. Beautiful work. Use your hands to slowly press yourself back and up. Curl your left toes under and nice and slowly find your way into a gentle downward facing dog. Bend one knee and then the other. Maybe you want to shake your head out, move the head left and right, forwards and back. Beautiful work. And then walk your feet to your hands towards your feet. So you meet at the middle or somewhere in the middle of your mat. Feet are hip width apart. And then hold opposite elbows. So clasp opposite elbows with your hands. Allow the head to rest down in between the upper arms. And then see how much you want to straighten or bend your legs. So you can allow your belly to fold over your thighs. And in this forward fold Uttanasana, if you feel dizzy, you can come out anytime you like. You can sit down or have a lie down. If it is comfortable to fold here, see if you can ground into your feet a little bit more. So finding stability through the soles of your feet. And then imagine your sits bones lifting a little bit higher up towards the ceiling. And from there, notice your lower back, your middle back, all the way into where the last vertebra is kind of attaching to the head, the skull. And feel the spine lengthening and opening up here. And see if you can breathe into that space that you're opening. You're opening across the back of your legs, your hamstrings, but also along the spine. Sending your breath deep into your back. Beautiful work. And for those last few moments of our practice today, just allow your hands to feel heavy, the palms to rest down towards the mat or on the mat. And start to bend your knees. And if you can from here, just slowly, slowly find your way into a seated posture. Take your time to get there. And after every practice, we just take a moment to either, you can say thank you to yourself, or you can just acknowledge that you've taken the time to step onto your mat. If you'd like to do this by connecting the hands to the heart, then just take a moment here, closing the eyes, bowing the head to the heart in gratitude. And I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I will see you tomorrow.